Hello and welcome back to Adventure's Edge, Heroes of the Vale.
Yes.
Heroes of the Vale.
The mystery edition.
Mm-hmm. Episode 12.
Yeah. It is episode 12, season 2. Yes.
A dozen episodes.
Yeah.
Ah.
It goes fast.
Let's crack some eggs.
And I still don't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a lot of clues.
I'm saying Daerun might not know those clues, so... He's not, I mean, he's smart and he's wise, but he gets clouded a lot. You know, he lets little things, he obsesses about little things that have nothing to do with the big picture.
Okay.
As a builder would be detailed like that, you know.
Yeah. I'm ready to bake this cake. Let's go.
Oh,
yep. Let's do it.
Okay, so we had a quick off mic talk to we're gonna hit the fast forward button just a bit. So what we're gonna just kind of skip over was you the three of you go and you try to find the mayor. You put some effort into it. He's not around. You ask questions, and Zinnia may or may not sneak in, or at least fly around and look in windows. No sign of him at his residence, and you end up with a degree of frustration that you can't seem to find him. It seems suspicious at the least.
Yes.
All right. So that is where we're at with the mayor. And then you return back to the Holt where Pike's house is getting reinforced. Daerun's going to do some digging.
A little excavation.
Little digging deeper.
Build
digging deeper.
Build a little subterranean safe.
All right, so we have a safe where certain things are going in, including the old duchy crown. Secure that, hide a trunk on top of that, and then you were going to go try to get to the lumber camp by dark.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And we're going to lumber camp, the old lumber camp.
Yes.
The old one, city side.
The old city side lumber
side.
camp. Okay, so that's where we will pick up then. Was there any other side things you wanted to accomplish before getting there? Anything else you needed to do?
We do have
in town?
some healing potions just in case. There is a list, so we do have healing potions we have not used. Just a reminder.
I think we should,
hand those out to people who cannot heal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, Zinnia does have an important question.
What's that?
So, should we dye my hair?
Yes.
Mm. Why?
Well, because the green's a little obvious.
Were you thinking like a
What
brown?
color do you want? I've got a bunch of weaver's dyes here.
Well, I'm wondering if we should just make it brown.
If that's what you want.
That's not what I want. I'm just wondering if that would make it
You know, Zinnia, you have a certain force of personality, and I don't think the hair is what's going to attract people's attention.
Oh.
Isme reaches into one of her knapsacks. She pulls out a small cloth, black cloth. She cuts a little piece off that's about the right size, and she grabs another one. She, Isme's, and she has this long red hair. She's gonna kind of put her hair kind of up, like basically cover the black and kind of tie it up so that it's hidden, for shade purposes. And then she's going to carefully do the same for Zinnia, so that this is how I hide my hair when I go out on night raids. And you can have this. It's a nice, soft silk, gentle, well-made silk that, you can hide your, bundle your hair so that way no one can see that bright green.
Okay.
I mean, I like that, and I appreciate the fact that you're getting some information here from Isme.
Yeah.
Remind me though, do you not have a hat of disguise?
Oh, do I?
I mean, it is your
If you're not
character
gonna
sheet
use
though. Perhaps, yeah. If you were
Oh,
not
I
gonna-
do. I forgot. I forgot.
It is one of the. I mean, it's one of the very small handful of magic. Well, you guys have more magic weapons now, but
Wow, I forgot that I had a hat of disguise. Oh, all right. So I can make myself look like a very boring fairy. Oh, can I hide my wings?
yeah, I believe you can make yourself look like any humanoid. We had a whole discussion about
We
the
did.
intent of this, and about the.
Oh, I could make you said I could not make myself look a foot smaller.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's right.
Size thing. Yeah.
That made me
yeah,
angry.
then we had a whole heated conversation.
Thanks for making me angry again. Now I'm angry again.
Is that what you write on his birthday card?
Yes. I love you, but you make me angry.
so angry.
Yeah, I do. You know what? And I was looking at that. I was like, oh yeah. I was looking at my spells. I'm like, I thought I could do disguise. Where's that disguise? Oh yeah, it's because I have the hat of disguise. That's right. I'm gonna put that over here so I can remember that I actually can do that.
Yeah, so that was it. Had to do with this actual size of you as a person, because the rules as written don't assume that a tiny humanoid is going to put on the hat, and that's where things got wonky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like I fully adjudicated that.
No, you didn't. So you better figure that out. Cause all right. Don't cut your cloth because I forgot I couldn't just do that. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna darken my hair for this and hide my wings so people can't see the wings. And we're all black. That means when we go out in public, I can pretend to be a human baby and you can carry me around.
Okay.
That'll be awesome, right? Can I do that, Mr. No Fun?
You could totally do that. You know what? Sorry. I just could do. I did this to myself.
You did.
I completely did this to myself. So, disguise self, because it allows you to. You see, this is where it assumes that you are a medium-sized creature, or at least a small creature, because it says you can seem to be a foot shorter or taller, and it doesn't take into account what if you're only a foot tall to begin with. That's where I'm like,
I mean, I would settle for half my size.
Because then you could be a halfling.
No.
No.
No, because you're like 12 inches tall, right?
Yes.
Like exactly, yeah.
I'm 12.5 inches.
12.5, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're 12 inches, the 0.5 really makes a difference.
It does. I'm tall for a fairy.
You can't change your creature type. Oh, but you can appear as another subtype. So you could, because you are humanoid. Or are you? Are you humanoid?
I'm fae.
Hey. Oh, interesting. You're not a humanoid subtype, are you?
No.
Oh my goodness, that's weird. Okay.
So could you be a pixie?
I could appear as a pixie.
Okay, yeah.
Throw 'em off.
Yeah. I completely forgot that you do not have a humanoid subtype. So you can basically look like another fae. If we go literally, then
small
1
fae.
foot shorter or taller than you.
I could look like a very short fawn.
What about like a leprechaun?
Oh. Okay, we'll just have to explore this. I'm not going to do it right now. So,
Okay.
right now, I just want to look like...
But you can look different. Yeah, you can basically... You can change your clothing, armor, weapons, equipment. You basically look different.
I just want to look like an all dark colored fairy.
Okay. Yeah, because you can look like an entirely different person or gender.
That's only 6 inches tall.
Nice. You definitely wouldn't look like you,
So very small,
which
All
would be
right.
nice if someone's trying to track you.
very tiny.
Okay. Well, there you go. Hat of disguise on a tiny person.
All right.
The game strains at the seams, but we continue forward.
All right.
Mhm.
Here we go.
Okay, so Then that was, unless there's any other thing on the side,
Then off we go.
off you go to the logging camp.
Yes.
So I put together a map of the logging camp to a
Logging.
degree. I only put so much detail, but I think it is enough for us to get by. And speaking of straining, we continue to strain the limits of Roll20.
Of course you do.
So, because you're not going to just go wandering into it proper, but I basically included what the main buildings were. So if you want to just scroll down a little bit, you can kind of see the overall layout.
Okay. Are those boars?
Oh, they're oxen.
Those are oxen. Okay.
Yeah. So basically,
I see.
basically the camp. I mean, it's still a transient camp. I mean, they move this whole camp probably like every couple months. So this is just where it's at now. And there's a few main buildings. So we'll assume the first time you guys came here, you wandered up the road, and right in the camp, you were greeted by some rough and tumble, loggers, and then you got directed and you spoke to the foreman, Mylan. The information you have that may or may not be pertinent is, there's at least 30 or so people who work out of this camp, and then the larger operation has quite a few more people. There's people who run the actual lumber mill. There's people who run the carts. They get all the carts and go drop the logs off. And now there's obviously more loggers at the secondary camp getting things set up there. So as far as how many people are probably in this camp, you're thinking at least 30, 40 at the high end, which is just people who actually do the cutting. And then there's people who do the carting. And then there's all cooking.
So they've not abandoned this yet.
It does not appear abandoned yet, no.
Are they building the new one still, or is it finished? Or we don't know?
I don't know if if it's finished, but it doesn't take them very long to construct it.
Okay.
I mean, the buildings are all made out of cut timber.
Sure.
Very simple in nature. So what you're looking at here, there's two long buildings. One's going to be the main one where they do all the cooking, dining, and eating, and the other one's going to be the barracks, and then they have some supporting buildings. So,
is there one that looks like an overseer's office? Maybe even with the sign out front saying office.
Something subtle.
Conveniently labeled, yes, please.
Conveniently labeled.
For the sake of the illiterate loggers or something.
So there would be. Now this is where, how do you guys want to come into it, and who's going to see what? So you're approaching this after dark.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to do this?
The first thing I want to do is cast mage armor. And the second thing I want to do is cast detect thoughts. And then I want to circle around that set of buildings. So detect thoughts is a 60-foot long cone.
Okay.
And I want to try, kind of slowly going around, giving a few rounds each time to determine how many people there are and where, which sets of buildings they're in. So I'll know how many people are within each cone. I don't know their exact location, but I'll at least know that they're within that cone and see if I can find buildings that have a bunch of people or ones that have no people, that sort of thing.
Can you also detect their surface thoughts?
If I do it like 3 rounds, then I start getting surface.
Well, why don't you do it 3 rounds?
Yeah, that's why I said a couple rounds for each. Sort of point to the compass or whatever.
What animal should I turn into? A weasel? A vole?
So I will notice that Pike casts mage armor, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I always forget that." And I will also do that.
I'm like trying to remember. Do you ever do that?
I don't think I've ever done that, which will dramatically raise my and I don't know that you'll hit me.
Is that a new spell for you?
No, I've had it forever.
You just keep forgetting.
I just never think about it.
It's like
I don't
the
know what to do
first
with
thing a
that.
mage does when they wake up, right?
Are you
I'm
even
gonna
a
put on
wizard?
mage armor.
No, I'm a fairy. I mean, first and foremost, sorry.
Fairy first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I want to get to turn into something that's I can squeeze through doors. So I'm thinking perhaps like a rat
Oh, yeah,
would be
that's
pretty
good.
common around here too.
Or an octopus. That would be great.
They are very good at squeezing. through.
Yeah.
It would,
And hiding.
but I would have to seen an octopus before. I have to have seen an animal, and I'm afraid of the sea. So
Oh,
chances
I
are
see.
me knowing what
Okay.
octopus looks like.
I'd say a rat probably would be really good because you'd be able to find the holes that the actual rats go through
Correct.
to get stuff.
So I will cast Beast Speak on myself, so I can speak my regular
Oh,
language.
I wondered how you were going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cast Beast Speak on myself, so I can just speak,
Wait, I have a
and then
question.
turn my.
Is Sylvatic plague a problem here?
Sylvatic plague.
Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't. It is now.
But
No, you
Oh my
keep-
gosh. What is that?
You know, the Black Death.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, if our friend is turning into a rat, I just want to be sure that he's okay.
Well, unless he has any fleas on him right now,
But if he's going through all the rat holes,
we'll just make sure to scrub him afterwards. Flea dip.
I'll have to scrub myself. Who's got the medicine here? Who does the healing? So we have some potions, like the potion of the oil of
Yep.
of
and
sharp,
that's actually was
magic.
that's actually while these guys are all doing this, she's kind of taking out that oil to make a magic dagger, and she's kind of like running it along her dagger and along her rapier, so that she has that for whatever is coming.
Well, it's going to be a totally innocent and
Of
safe
course.
With us,
investigation.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's probably overkill.
Well, yeah. Just like your mage armor, we don't really need it, but to
I'd
be on
have-
the safe side.
Mage
Rather have
armor's a renewable
overkill
resource.
than underkill.
so back to your question. I would like to come in from the forest.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that too.
Circle around and come in through the forest. That's where I would feel most comfortable coming in from.
Especially if we have like
So from the west.
from the
Mhm.
west.
Okay. So then what we'll do is that you travel wide, come around through the forest, kind of approach where the active logging is going on. Because there's basically, I mean, at this point, they've clear cut like much of the forest between where you're at and where the town is. I mean, this has been a 10-year operation. But you can see that they're not clear cutting now. They're just chopping down pre-selected trees. So there's quite a bit of cover from where you're at. After dark, all the loggers will have retreated from the forest to the camp. There are people who are on guard, like are on patrols. There are a few people that are wandering around. But you can get pretty close to the camp and have ample cover to conceal yourselves. So at that point, then Pike wants to do his detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. You're going to need to get within. Yeah. So it's 150 feet from the tree line and the closest buildings. So you're going to have to sneak closer to get to the buildings themselves. Now there are lots of places. There's a lot of cover. I mean, you can still lower the ground. There's piles of lumber. There's debris. There's tree stumps. There's equipment. There's probably more cover than I've even bothered to populate this already somewhat busy map.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to give you a pretty rough outline of the things. But if you want to get within, scanning distance of all of these buildings, you're going to have to do some stealth checks. So I guess I want to a clear plan, and then we'll enact it. So
we're approaching from the west. So this big lawn building that's canted at a slight angle is the first thing we would come to. So I would start circling Widdershins from that. These three. Go over behind those carts and go up to get that building. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're trying to calculate distance.
Yeah, so if those are 5 foot squares, then 60 feet
Yeah, you
is
can always
roughly
hit
like there.
that little ruler on the left,
Oh, yeah.
and then you can drag and get that too. You just have to bend and tap somewhere else on the screen to get rid of the box.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you can kind of skulk through the cart yard and get within the other building. You can also hear activity depending on how late you're going to be doing this. If you're coming in like right after dusk, is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So right after dusk, there's still a lot of camp activity.
Okay.
And you can see people. I mean, you can hear them. And it would sound like most people are in that long central building, which is like the gathering mess hall, probably where they all kind of come together, have their meal, and enjoy some refreshments before going off to bed.
I mean, that's okay because we can, if everybody's eating,
Mm-hmm.
we don't necessarily have to go when they're sleeping. We can go into their barracks or into their offices if they're going to be in the mess hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So since I'm starting here and going there, if we can hear that there's like eating and such going in there, then these are good buildings to start with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
To see if there's anybody left in them, and we can investigate to see what they are.
Mhm.
So,
And just for faster travel, if I can jump on your shoulder. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
So the rat.
You don't
on
mind
the
a rat on your shoulder?
I don't mind a rat on my
Okay.
shoulder.
Okay, so are you going to all travel together then?
No. I am pretending to be a bat.
Okay.
Nice.
You're pretending to be a bat.
Yes.
Isn't your flight pattern in?
Yes.
Okay, but you
I'm
Basic-
obviously not a bat.
you're not a bat, but
Mhm.
you look like a 6-inch tall fairy of
Wearing fur.
nondescript fairy wearing dark colors.
Yeah, I'm just, yes. I'm
Darting
all,
around.
I'm all black and I'm flying in those
erratically flapping
yes,
Mhm.
and those erratic back patterns yes.
in the dark sky.
She's
In the
eating
dark
mosquitoes
skies.
and
Okay.
With fairy wings.
Yes, but they're so fast nobody can really tell.
Yeah.
So I just
Mm.
Yeah, there are lanterns by the doors of some of the buildings, but if you're, once you're like 40, 50 feet up,
yeah,
you would probably be very difficult to spot in the night sky.
exactly.
Okay. So sounds like you're going to separate. So what is your stated objective to your comrades?
I'm ignoring the bunkhouse and I'm just going straight for those 3 towards the bottom because
Okay.
I'm not interested in the bunkhouse.
Okay. So Pike, you want to basically start off scanning the bunkhouse, and so the other 3 of you then moving
I think
quietly
if
together.
you can communicate with thinking about who's there and then letting us know, because now I actually have a stealth that's impressive. So, and then we can, we need to find offices
Yeah.
or his location. I think we need to target on the people who we think are suspicious and not waste too much time with. I mean, if we can steal stuff from barracks and stuff, that's great, but
No.
we got to pretend like we're not there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do at
And then-
least need to know if there are people in there and so forth.
Absolutely.
The number of people.
Okay. All right, then let's do this. We'll do stealth checks for everybody. I'll take that into account. So the 3 of you are traveling quietly together, moving counterclockwise around the camp. And Zinnia is in the dark sky, traveling towards the bottom 3 buildings. And so for the listeners at home, we've got 2 large buildings, one of them kind of canted at an angle with 3 smaller buildings between them. And then to the south of them, we've got 3 small log buildings. And then to the east of the road that kind of leads into the camp, you have the cart yard where you see a few people doing some cart maintenance. But there's very little, and then some people tending to the oxen. There's a big ox pen. So,
Do I get any bonuses with my reduced size and new coloring?
you know what? You probably would get a bonus to stealth because that is interesting because you look smaller. Just give me your total. That's going to be really hard for anybody to spot you.
29.
And she's still
Yeah.
asking for more.
I want more. Give me more.
Isme's 23.
Okay.
I'm not particularly stealthy, unsurprisingly, so it's 15 for me.
Okay. But you're staying in the dark.
35. It's the first time I've ever said that about stealth here.
What?
Yeah, I've got it plus 18 stealth as a rat. And I rolled a 17. Note to self, stealth, be a rat.
Unfortunately, the rat stealth is, you're sitting on Isme's shoulder, so yeah.
But I'm really being quiet while I'm sitting on her shoulder.
Nobody notices the rat on her shoulder.
What is the base movement rate of a rat, though? Like 5? Although they're pretty quick little buggers.
Yeah, they are.
Base rate, I am 15 feet.
Okay.
Climb 15, swim 15.
Okay. All right. Well, let's resolve Zinnia because you're moving really fast and quietly. So you just fly over the camp proper to the southern 3 equally sized buildings.
Mm-hmm. The leftmost.
The leftmost. And is your intention to try to go in them, or?
Yes, I look for a way to infiltrate.
Okay. So there's activity in the middle building. You can hear people working in there. So the bottom left building, you don't hear anybody, and it seems kind of quiet. And you can go in through probably an open window and look around.
Okay.
It does not look like a residence. Very quickly, it looks like a leatherworking, like a crafting area.
Crafting area.
Well, you have to imagine that the support buildings are all just to help maintain the camp. So you look around, you see just a bunch of like leatherworking tools and a workbench, and it's like accessories for maintaining the ox pen. Or
okay, then I leave.
Yeah, like you scan around. There's like no books and papers. It's like
okay,
crafting.
I leave.
Not to retcon too much, but I would say Corda is going to be out on the outskirts of the woods, and she'll like bark or something if there's danger outside.
And Nipper will hang with Corda.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, all right. So then, because if you just like you're zipping in, you're looking around. Okay,
Bored now.
yeah, and then you would pop into like to the next building to take a look.
Well, not if people are in there.
Okay, you're just gonna listen.
Yes, I will listen.
All right. Okay, so give me a perception check, and then Pike, you can do your first thought scan.
21.
All right. It sounds like there are 3 distinct voices in there, and a lot of what sounds like steel on steel, like grinding noises, and they're just kind of in there, just talking about shop and their families and stuff. It sounds like they're probably sharpening axes or saws. So that would be like your quick assessment is that's where they're doing the daily sharpening. And somebody mentions that they're ready to go eat.
Would there be like a dinner bell or something?
You think most people are probably already eating.
Okay.
You could just probably make a crafting check to kind of get a sense of how the place is run, but yeah. Basically the loggers, they cut wood all day, then they go eat, drink, and sleep, and then the filers work kind of late into the evening, sharpening all the stuff for the loggers. It's just simple operations. So, so these are the people that are probably going to be working the latest in the evening, are the filers. So they got to get everything ready for the next day. So, Pike.
Yes.
If you're probably within 30 to 40 feet. So far, you don't think anybody spotted you. Spotted the 3 of you. There was a guy kind of walking on patrol a bit south of the town, and he has a lantern on a pole, And so far, he's probably going to be coming your way shortly, but you're still okay. There's still enough cover over there. There's only a few people in that building right now.
In the
big
bunkhouse?
The big bunkhouse, yeah. It sounds like so you're trying to get like surface thoughts?
Yeah, if there are people there, then I'll stay long enough to get surface thoughts off of them, which will also tell me the number of people in there, like basic intelligence.
All right. There are 3 people in there, and their surface thoughts, they're gambling. Sounds like they broke away for a private game of cards. And they just wanted some quiet time in the bunk hall before everybody came there.
All right.
So you can kind of skim their thoughts and
then move on.
Yeah, and move on. Nothing comes out as real exciting. I think that's probably about all you get out of that.
Okay. Then I can continue circling. If the watchman or whatever is down there, I can circle wide around and come in. The first building will, of course, immediately, there won't be any thoughts to detect. There won't be any presence of anyone.
So you guys going to move, you want to circle wide outside. So you're going to go farther south of the buildings, or you want to go into?
Well, I meant circle wide around him.
Yeah. Okay.
As he patrols, and then come in on the south side of these buildings.
Okay. And then Zinnia, do you linger at that the sharpening building, or you're just like kind of moving along?
No, I just move along, and I if I see them, then I let them know what I've already found out.
All right, and then you're going to go into or check out that third building.
Yes.
All right. It appears to be quiet and empty.
Does it have that label on it?
Quiet and empty?
No.
It does. Yeah. So if you circle around it, that one actually has a like double doors, like facing the road there, and it just says store. Yeah, literally on it.
Oh.
So you think that's probably just the camp store before the loggers to get, basics that they might need. But it looks like it's closed right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So with Pike kind of circling around, you're going to scan. Yeah, that first building's empty. The second building, Zinni popped over and said it sounded like
just grinding
and stuff.
Okay.
So.
And the third building, anybody in there?
No, there's nobody in there. So the people grinding, yeah, they're just kind of like, tired, hungry, working, that type of thing.
Okay.
Nothing other useful out of that though. So you're kind of moving along, and you wanted to go check out the ox pen, the cart.
Well, you said there were people over there working on. The oxes.
There's a few people over there working on one of the wagons. It looks like they're maybe fixing possibly a broken wheel or something.
I want to avoid them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to have any deep insight for me.
Well, yeah. So then there's a few people over in the ox. Like actually, looks like some like real young guys attending to the oxen, doing some late night care and feeding and stuff. But they're probably getting ready to call that a night too.
So I'm more interested now in the 3 smaller buildings between the 2 big ones.
Okay. So Zinnia. Because it's taking them, they're moving a little bit slower. You circle around. Where are you going to go after that? Like seeing the store.
Yeah, then I'm gonna go up and zip right to that middle building, the small middle building.
Okay, the one that's like fully enclosed.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, give me another stealth check.
Okay, so stealth would be a 29.
Okay. All right, so there's a few people kind of stumble out of the mess hall, and it's pretty raucous in there. So you're guessing that there's probably dozens of people in there at this point. I mean, still finishing up meals, and they're very loud. There's some tawdry singing and what you would expect from a room full of people who've been working all day. But a couple of guys kind of come out. They're already getting into their cups a little bit and make their way over to the fire there. And you fly right over their heads. They don't seem to notice you. And you go to that central building, which is just it's a small squat building. And you can see that it's locked up. It doesn't look like anybody's in it, and there's no windows. It looks like a little secure, maybe storage building.
Okay, is there any way in?
I mean, you're really tiny. There's probably some sort of vent or something in there, I would think. So, sure. You find because there's no chimney or anything on it, so it doesn't look like it's residential. But there's probably something on the ceiling where you can wiggle in. You've got an escape artist, right?
I mean, it's not a class skill, but I've got a high dex.
Okay. Well, give me a check to just squeeze in. You find some place where you can get your body in.
That's an 8.
Okay. So maybe you get stuck for a bit.
Don't panic. Yeah.
You're squeezing in, but like under a piece of the plank in the roof, and maybe it wasn't quite fairy sized. But you manage to wiggle your way in slowly and get into a small, dark 15 by 15 room. Smells like sawdust and fruit.
Okay. Well, then I'll do a light.
All right. You cast light and quickly realize you're in the probably the pantry. This is basically wall to wall crates and shelves filled up with foodstuffs and alcohol for the kitchen. I didn't even fully populate the room, but there's a lot of foodstuffs in here.
Okay. Is there a berry or something I can just grab and eat real quick?
Yeah, sure. You can find something to scavenge and get some food.
Okay. Then I'll extinguish the light and squeeze back out.
All right. I will have you make another check in a moment while so the other 3, so you're going to try to then
retrace, because if there's the bunkhouse, the mess hall, there, and people working there, I do not want to walk up the middle.
Yeah, that would be definitely risky.
So I want to circle back the way we came to do these 2 buildings.
Okay, so sure, give me day run. I'm not going to make you roll, but I guess Isme and Pike can make another stealth check.
Oh no. I got a 29.
I got an 8.
Okay.
Perhaps you should be up on her shoulder.
I'm wondering if we need to give him the invisibility potion.
Yeah. It's not too late to drink it.
It's my trolley backpack.
Yeah, they do have otter backpacks, don't they? Like kids' backpacks.
Okay.
The ding tail.
Okay, so Zinnia, you're going to be trying to squeeze out here, but we have a stealth check.
That didn't go great.
You know, you're still moving around in the dark. You are getting a lot of bonuses. And it does come down to distance and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But there is, one of the patrols was moving kind of quietly along this other building along the north there, which actually that's not even a closed structure. It's like where they've got some, looks like maybe an open tool shed, but you didn't see him. He might have been sitting in there or just kind of checking on the tools. And then he steps out and looks over, and you're not even inside his lantern range. But because at this point, see how close you are to him. Pike's like 55 feet. So he would not be able to make out because you guys don't have any light on. any specific details about you, but he would see what he might assume. Who knows what he's assuming? But this guy steps out and calls out. It's like, "Hey, what's going on over there?" Of course, Darun, you're in rat form on Ismi's shoulder, and
And Ismi's going to reach up and tap him.
You can talk to me.
Okay.
Because I can speak my own language.
Make him think like it's distract him. Make him think like he's. I said he sees Pike. I grab Pike, slam Pike down. I said,
"Okay, I'm gonna crawl down.
Yep.
And scurry within lantern range, just the outside, and then run away back towards, I don't know, off north, hide behind a tree stump." I don't know. I don't know how else that's distracting, but I'm just gonna
I mean, but I don't care. Okay. But
I don't know what sound that he made.
Well, he can make out that there's humanoids standing there.
Okay. So it wasn't a sound.
I still am going to crawl down though and get away from those two because he didn't. He wouldn't have seen me necessarily.
He would not have seen
shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get off of her shoulder and kind of step off like a 10-foot.
Okay. So he's going to be walking kind of slowly towards you. Mm-hmm. What do the two of you want to do?
Do we have the... Oh, man. I almost thought about bringing...
I'm going to kind of just wave a hand and slowly walk towards him as well.
Okay.
Until we get within about 30 feet, I believe. And I am going to attempt to put him to sleep.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you want to just stand there for a moment, he'll walk towards you and then.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that if I'm also walking towards him slowly, well, after acknowledging him, it probably seems less suspicious than if I'm just absolutely standing still.
Yep.
Okay. And Ismi, are you standing?
I'm going to walk behind a little bit.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm sorry, the range is much higher than I thought it was for that.
Oh, wait. Is it the same sleep spell you used before? Because that was
100 feet.
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah, I could do it immediately then.
Okay. Yeah. Because okay.
So as long as he has less than 4 hit die and doesn't make his will save.
So I get to roll a die tonight. Well, actually, I rolled a couple here. We'll go with the white die. Off-white here. Okay. And it was like a DC 14 or something, right?
It's level 1 spell, I believe, so 13.
Okay. So he calls out, takes a step forward, you wave at him, and he crumples to the ground.
Does anyone see, do we look around? Does anyone else around him?
Not immediately, but he's within, close proximity to the kitchen doors of the dining hall. So there is activity in this area. His lamp falls on the ground.
Wait, was he here or here?
That
the top?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like 25, 30 feet from the... Okay.
Yeah. So his lantern, like he stumbles forward and the lantern, probably lands awkwardly and topples on its side and...
In the grass.
Sets it ablaze and the whole place burns down.
That's one way to do it.
How far away is he from us? 100 feet?
After casting the sleep,
like
I will dart forward.
I'm right after him.
Immediately douse the lantern.
Okay.
I'm going to try picking him up. I'm going to try to drag him basically around to the corner and sit him up like he fell asleep. So if someone finds him, they just think he shirked his duties and he found a place to sleep. So I'm going to put him right over in that corner.
Okay.
Because I have a higher stealth than Pike does, so I might be able to do it undetected. So I'm going to try to do it as quietly as I can.
Okay, so you grab him and drag him over there and lean him against the tool shed. And...
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put his feet up, kind of make it, make it look like he just...
Yeah, we only have about 4 minutes before he wakes up.
So we should probably jump across and get into these buildings.
I was going to say...
And I don't know if you want to tie him up and gag him, or just leave him?
Just leave him.
Just leave him.
Yeah, we don't have time for.
Yeah.
for
You're
that.
the experts. I'm not.
Yeah,
So
we don't have time. So, and then maybe
Of sleeping? Yes, I am.
we kind of get in.
and from there, I can
Yeah.
get these 2 buildings anyway.
Mhm.
I am going to just scurry over to the side and get close to the building while he's doing that. And I'm just I'm going to check around to see if there's any places to get in around the building across.
As there is a sign on that door
Okay.
to this that says foreman.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I'm
Uh-huh.
going to try to find a way in.
Okay. And then, yeah, so you guys do your little operation and then go maybe running over there. You see the sign, and I don't know, you probably don't, Darren probably disappears out of sight because he's so tiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you do scan that building, you do sense somebody's in there.
Okay.
All right. Zinnia, give me another, give me that escape artist check.
Ooh, that's a good one. 18.
Okay. So you fly back up to the corner, push one of the wooden slats up, and wiggle your way out. And you are safely out of the little larder building. All right, so you're like kind of right here on this corner. It is pretty dark over here. There's a fire kind of between the buildings. And you can hear a couple people sitting over there by the fire now. Zinnia, give me a perception roll.
3.
Okay.
Wait, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 3, or it might be 4 now.
That's going to make a lot of difference.
That's a 33% increase.
All right, it is a 3.
Oh, well.
Okay. All right. So Ismi and Pike, you run up to the front of this building over here, basically. All right. And then you see a little Darun rat there checking around the door. Okay. And where were you going to head after that?
Well, do I notice? I guess I don't. I don't notice anything.
No, you wiggle out and you're basically just between all these buildings. And you can go looking for them.
Okay, yeah, I will go looking for them.
Okay.
Hey, Pike, in a little rat voice you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Could you is there someone in here?
Yes.
Yes.
If you give me a sec, I'll let you know what they're thinking.
I'll sit there and twiddle my little rat.
Your
Pause.
your whiskers are like twitching.
Yep.
You are, yeah. So it's somebody in there alone, and he is thinking. So it seems like he's like thinking about the logistics of shutting the camp down.
Oh, that's no fun.
Does sound like the sort of place that we wanted to investigate, though.
Could you put him to sleep?
I can try.
If that gives us enough time.
Now, if you concentrate for it, so if you get the initial surface thoughts, but then do you get more than that?
So first round, are there intelligences? Second round, number of intelligences and their intelligence score. If any of them are like 26 or higher, it stuns my mind. I don't think we're going to run into that in here. Third round is detect surface thoughts. There's no like extra level where I get to like find out their childhood secrets or anything like that.
Okay, then that's what you have so far. So what do you want to do?
Just knock on the door, let him open it, put him asleep, and then I'll scurry in and we can look around.
Yeah, so I'm going to... Okay, it's a 10-foot radius burst. I had to make sure that I wasn't going to accidentally catch Dayrune in the sleep spell. So I'm going to try and put the person inside there to sleep.
But
I don't have to see them.
You don't have to see them.
I just checked.
What? What are you talking about? That's crazy.
It's medium range, and it's a 10-foot radius burst.
But it says what's the descriptor?
Yeah. A sleep spell causes a magical slumber to come upon 4 hit dice of creatures. Creatures with the fewest hit dice are affected first. And nowhere says that you have to see the people that you're affecting.
Okay. Okay, so you cast your spell into the darkness.
And if they fall asleep, then obviously their surface thoughts will go away. So we'll know whether they saved or not against the spell.
Okay. So you continue concentrating, and the surface starts to change to a degree of alertness. Like they probably sensed something weird, just sort of, but they don't go to sleep.
I'm gonna go in and take a look around. So I'm gonna try to find a way in from underneath. I'm guessing it's raised on a foundation, or is it on the ground, flat on the ground? The building.
I mean, it's not on a foundation. It's basically it's on a log platform and then slats. So
it's not a dirt floor necessarily.
No, it wouldn't be a dirt floor. So you could crawl underneath the slats
Sure.
and then try to find an entry point in the room.
That's the game.
So while that's happening, though, so you're looking around. Zinnia kind of swoops out over. Give me another perception check, Zinnia. And then Pike and Ismi are basically, I mean, you're still kind of in the dark, but you're in the open by the doors.
I'm thinking go around get in between the two buildings, because that would be dark. We don't want to be right in front of the doorway, so we can't be seen. So we need to go around one corner or the other.
I would suggest
Right there.
around that one.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys scooch around the corner.
12.
All right, so Zinnia, you circle around, you spot Ismi and Pike darting around the corner there. You don't see Daerun. Daerun, you're looking for a point of entry.
Correct.
And, I mean, you're pretty tiny. So, yeah, you find kind of like what Zinnia did. There's it's like wooden slats laying across planks. And, they're somewhat tightly put together, but you find a spot where you can wiggle through.
Or a knot hole.
Yeah. Sure. Give me an escape artist, though, because it's fun.
So how do you want me to do this? I look for escape artists on them, but they don't have one. But I'm not me, so me rolling my escape artist would be different than my physical body.
I mean, then it's just your dexterity bonus.
As a rat?
Yeah, do you get a modifier when you change shape? Like usually you get a bonus to dex.
Yep.
So if you've gone down all the way to tiny, isn't that like?
Yep. Oh, size was a +2.
Yeah.
So +2. I got it.
Yeah.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
Their dex
plus
is
2 dex, plus 2 size.
Yep. A 9.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine. So you wiggle through in the corner and get into the room. You're over here, kind of in this corner here.
Yeah, I want to stay, if there's a lantern or something or a lamp, I want to kind of try to stay on the edges where there's not as much light.
Yeah. So you wiggle in. You see, it's a plain room. Like it's again 15 by 15. I mean, from your vantage point, you don't have a lot of great view. You see what looks like a bed there next to you, and there's a big animal rug. In the opposite diagonal corner, you see there's a man sitting at a desk with a lantern, and he seems to be he quickly scribbling something and then closing a book and kind of looking around.
Okay. Can I scurry across underneath the bed?
Yep.
That is a 25 for stealth.
All right, Daerun the rat is under the bed.
Does Daerun recognize the man?
Trying to see.
I haven't seen his face yet. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think you've seen his face yet. So you're under the bed.
Mhm.
And Ismi and Pike, you're kind of crouched, pressed against the side of this building. Zinnia's, do you just fly over where they were at?
Yes.
All
I
right,
fly
so
over.
you careen around the corner and you see them trying to do their best to hide in the darkness.
What's going on?
There's one person inside there, and Daerun is inside scouting.
There's also a person asleep behind the tool shed, and I kind of gesture to over there, and I say, I don't know how long you'll stay awake.
A few minutes.
That's not good. Why is he asleep?
He spotted us.
Like he saw who you were.
He saw that there were people there. Or at least, he saw figures. So I kind of panicked.
Why didn't you just tell him that you were going to pee?
That might have been better, yes. I'm not used to this.
Is the trunk right next to this? Is it pretty tightly well-made trunk?
Yes. Yeah. So that the only other real thing in the room, other than the desk, the bed. I mean, this is a pretty sparse room too. There's a large traveler's trunk there. Traveler's trunk. So you can scurry up on top of it to get a view of him.
I will try to actually get over in that corner if I can. Go along the wall.
Along the wall.
Just get an idea of who that is if I can.
Okay.
That's a 33.
Okay. You, sticking to the shadows, move along the wall. And you see him. He closes his book or journal or whatever it is. And kind of was just looking around the room. There's you recognize him.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. That's the foreman.
And I'm kind of near the door. Is there any opening in the door, or is it made with quite a tight seal, or is there a place that I could probably crawl underneath and get out?
I mean, it's tight-ish. I mean, you could possibly squeeze through, but it might attract attention.
Sure.
I mean, if he looks in your direction.
Yeah. I'll just go out the way I came back in.
Okay.
So scurry back down to the hole. That's even better. That's a 37.
Okay. This is crazy. Okay.
And then so escape. Oh, it's a little better. It's going to be a 15 for escape artist.
They ruined the rat. All right. So you scurry back out to where the others are hiding against the building in the shadows, waiting for the next guard to find them.
I'll climb up on it.
I'll tell this one that I'm out for a pee.
Yeah.
I'm going to go climb up Ismay's shoulder. Hey, so he's in there.
Do you jump Ismay when this little creature goes crawling up here?
I roll a 31 stealth.
You manage to not shriek as he climbs back up to your shoulder.
Okay. Oh, it's you.
He's in there, and he's writing some kind of book, but there's not much in there, but he's definitely in there.
Okay.
Like if we cause some kind of distraction to get him out.
Well, we're going to get a distraction pretty quick when our friend
3 minutes.
About 3 minutes.
That might be a good thing, though. If he comes out, I'll go back in. There's a book that he was writing in that I think might be important.
But the book could just be like everyday stuff.
There's also a trunk in there.
The trunk would probably be better. I mean, that's where we're going to find information.
Well, either way.
Have we checked to see what's the other building?
Hi,
yet?
Zydia.
Hi. Well, how fast can y'all run?
I'm not too fast. I think
Not you.
Oh.
The big ones.
30 feet? 20 feet? No, 30 feet probably.
That's your walk.
That's my walk.
So 60.
60.
You might have to run for it. I'm going to go check out the other building. I'll go check out the other building.
Okay.
I'll go with. So I'm going to go underneath and try to follow that. You're talking about the building next to it, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go find a place underneath.
Is there an open window, or is there an easy place for me to?
Give me a perception check. You can both do that. Okay. So, and are you guys, the other two, are you going to stay just right where you're at?
Oh yes.
16. I'm going to continue monitoring the surface thoughts of the foreman, and I think I can reach the other building. I think from here my cone goes out far enough that I can at least tell if there's people in the last.
Okay. There are not.
Okay.
And you his thoughts starting to change, and they're getting a bit darker and worried. All right.
30.
16.
Okay. So is any of you, what, you're looking for something window or?
I'm looking for a way to get in.
Way to get in.
Same.
Okay. All right. I mean, these are all built very similarly. So this one looks a little bit nicer, like whoever was, they were probably paying closer attention. But I think that still, given the nature of the construction, you could probably find ways to get in.
Okay.
So
Crawl through the floorboards.
Yeah, you'll
Pop
crawl
out.
through the floorboards, and
12.
Zinnia will come in through a ceiling slat.
17.
All right, so you both wiggle in. The room is dark,
Light.
and it is more nicely apportioned than the other room. You see, actually a pretty nice desk with a good chair and a rug laid out, and a big wardrobe and a trunk and a bed with some books on the side of it.
Did you see if there was a sign on the door?
I didn't look.
Mm. Well, I'll crawl up on the table and look through the papers, or if there is anything on the table.
All right.
I'm going to look at this, whatever this big thing is on the bedside. Looks like, I don't know, a diary, some kind of notebook.
Yeah, there's a book laying on the side there.
I read it.
Okay, so you've got light going, and grab the book and flip it open to kind of see what it is.
Is there anything on the table?
On the desk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the desk has a bunch of maps. I mean, there's pens and writing utensils and stuff, and some little measuring tools.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's some maps of the Hollywood, and there's like little X's kind of made. So, do you have any? I mean, I might just have you make knowledge local, unless you have anything that would be appropriate to interpreting
Maps?
Map.
I mean, I have like known direction as far as for a cantrip. I'm sorry, an orison.
Okay, I mean, because sometimes you
engineering geography. I have.
Oh, yeah, you can make a geography check on that.
My history is actually better, so a 9 if I go with history. Local or geography is a bad roll. 7.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. You can see right away there's some regional maps and
Okay.
some sketches of Hollywood.
Sure.
And there's like markings.
Sure.
Kind of a lot of little markings and symbols like, and then a lot of these things have been X'd through, like they, like, I don't know, trying to find.
This
something.
seems important to me. I'm gonna. Can I check the Xenia? There's some stuff in here. I'm gonna go check if is the door unlocked or is the door locked from the inside.
From the inside?
I mean, is the door locked? Just to let them in.
They're not here.
I know. I'll go get them.
Mm.
You keep doing what you're in here. I'll go get them.
Okay. I think they need to be ready to run away.
So he was distracting you. You were trying to read this
Mhm.
book to see if it was a diary or something, and this is like a magic text. Yeah, it I mean, not like a spell book, but like a magical treatise.
About?
Give me a quick knowledge arcana just to see if you can suss that out almost immediately.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
All right, you're just looking. You don't recognize the author and you're kind of looking at the title, but you just flip the first couple pages and look at it looks like it's a treatise on ley lines.
Oh, I tell Dayrun that.
Oh, this is some important stuff in here.
All right, so other two are still.
If they've been gone a couple of rounds, I'm now monitoring their surface thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you're kind of picking up simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in
Yeah.
that 60-foot cone.
Within the 60-foot cone.
Yeah. So the guy in the room, so he's between you and them.
Mhm.
That's Mylan. I mean, you
Yep.
haven't met him personally.
Yep.
But his thoughts have gotten, like I said, started getting kind of darker, and he's just worried about the future and his safety and how did he get wrapped up into this. And there's an element of fear there. Like you sense that he is afraid, and he was trying to occupy his brain with the work that he has to do, but he's definitely afraid of something.
Okay.
And he has a feeling of impending doom. Like he just feels like it's all going to come down upon him.
Okay.
And yeah, you're picking up Seems like
Wow,
maybe
this
a
is
little bit,
important stuff. We should get
a little
those
bit of
others.
excitement there.
Okay, I'm going to tell Ismi. It sounds like they've found some interesting stuff, and neither of them is equipped to carry it off. Can you go?
Yep.
Give them some help.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I am going to wait just a little bit, and then I'm going to do something terribly stupid. So I'm going to wait for them to collect up their stuff, and then I'm going to do something dumb.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ismi, you're going to slink over there to the door to the other building where.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to slink over as quick as I can, as stealthily as I can, and door, window. I'm going to try to get in as quick as I can.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't know it's her, right? We just hear someone trying to.
Yeah. So there's a door latch, and you just try the latch because there's
no lock.
There's not a visible lock. Well, actually, that's not true. It does look like there's a lock,
Mm-hmm.
but you just try the latch, and like the latch doesn't move, like it feels jammed.
Okay.
But you two hear like some very quiet like rustling at the door.
Okay. I turn out the light and immediately head for the rafters.
Yep, I'm gonna. Since there was a door, you thought I could get out the door. I want to scurry over to the bottom of the door and see if I can peek out and see who it is.
All right, you scurry over to this door, and it definitely, this door is more sealed.
Okay. And there's no window up front here, huh?
No, there's two windows. They're closed and shuttered.
I'm gonna then kind of crawl over to like in the shadow here again against the wardrobe.
Okay.
Stay quiet.
Ismi is going to try. There's no visible lock, correct?
No, there is a visible lock.
Okay, well then she's going to try to pick that lock.
But
Okay.
the latch didn't even move.
Yeah.
The latch didn't move.
Go ahead and you can make your disable device check.
I'll make a disabled device check. Wait, which is better? That's a 19.
Did you include half your level?
Oh, so I'd add +2. So that's a 21.
Okay. Yeah, the lock itself does not appear to be that complex, but it's not unlocking. Like there's something peculiar going on that may be unnatural.
Would I be able to recognize if I have scent as one of my traits? Would I be able to recognize her scent?
You'd been riding on my shoulder, I hope so.
Yeah, you could. If you're over by the door, you could probably start sniffing.
How do you want me to roll that?
I'll just tell you can just do it.
Okay. My little pink nose smelling at the door.
Okay. Yeah, you think that's probably Ismi trying to get in.
I'm going to say, hey, it's Ismay trying to get in, but it's locked inside, I think.
Okay, then I'll turn back on the light.
Okay.
And
Sure.
then,
I'll go look at the door and see if there's a latch that I can undo from the inside.
Yeah, there's a little like deadbolt thing you could try to turn.
Okay, I try to turn it.
It does not turn.
What do you mean doesn't turn?
It doesn't turn.
I have a climb. Can I climb up
You can climb
the
right
frame?
up. Yeah, you can climb right up there next door.
Okay, let's do this.
It does not turn.
Is it magical?
I
You're
detect
not
magic.
there.
You detect magic. Take 10 on your spellcraft. The door is mage locked.
Oh, it's special locked.
We should maybe check. There's windows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I detect magic on the windows.
They're also locked.
Mage locked.
You also detect magic on the wardrobe.
Oh.
Is that locked?
It is.
Mage locked?
Uh-huh.
Son of a...
No going to Narnia for you guys.
I mean,
Okay. But it doesn't mean, just because I can't open it, doesn't mean I can't set it on fire.
So
My eyes just get really big.
Right?
okay, because you are a wizard and you would know these things.
Okay.
Do you have dispel magic?
No.
Wizard that doesn't have dispel
Dispel
magic.
What level is that?
Oh, a third, I think. I don't think you have that spell
Yeah.
option yet.
No.
Exactly. Thank you. Because what level am I?
Fourth. You
Oh,
have
and when do
second-level
we get
spells.
third level spells? Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
I'm just wondering.
All right, so
If I get
you would
big,
know
can I-
that, I mean, a skilled person who has like roguelike skills can disable mage locks with an appropriate check.
Oh.
Mm.
I mean, Ismi wouldn't have known that it was wizard lock, but
Okay.
you actually have, I mean, you actually count as a rogue for that, right? I
I
think you do.
I think I
Yes.
do. Yes.
I'm going to go out and help and tell her what's going on.
Okay.
So I'm going to scurry out where I came from and then come up front. Say, Ismay, it's magic locked. The windows, everything. There's really important stuff in there.
Okay. So I would know how to get in at that.
Well, yes. So it is, I mean, you can do a disable device check
Mhm.
on an arcane locked lock. It's
Right.
just hard,
Okay.
which is why
I can cast guidance on you.
you were not successful,
Because I only.
because otherwise you would have disabled that simple lock.
Okay.
So
Because it was a 21 that I disabled.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, like what is your disable device skill?
It's a +10.
And then because you took that
Rogue's
feat,
feat
basically,
is
you
a
get to add half your level.
Which is 2. So I'd get 12.
Okay. So you would know that you could get this open. It's going to take you a little bit. What that translates to, you could take 20,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to basically, you would spend 2 minutes to disable it.
We don't have 2
Because
minutes.
knowing what your skill is, like you would, it'd be probably DC 30 to open it.
Mm-hmm.
So you could keep trying it. You could try, and it sounds like you need to get an 18 or better.
I can give
I
you.
realize that's a little meta, but you know
Yeah.
how good you are.
Yeah.
I can give you +1 with guidance.
So you could just sit here and fiddle with it, and we could just, rapid fire make some rolls.
I think
To
that
try
might
to-
be the better.
Let's
'cause I think
try.
because if we do 2 minutes, the guy's going to wake up.
What's the worst that could happen?
All right.
I'll cast guidance on you.
Okay. So, Pike, you're just waiting. There's some, not panic, but some urgency while they're trying to you're sensing their thoughts or.
No,
Mhm.
I've been with him. I know he's detecting thoughts. If I make my surface thought, the
Well, I
building,
probably would have picked up.
Okay, 'cause
Oh, magic lock.
Yeah, like I said,
mean, I
I'm making
said
a
it.
point of saying it in my head as she's saying it, so almost like letting him know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay. All right. So you're basically trying to signal to him while you're trying to get the lock open.
Yep.
Give me some rapid fire checks here.
all right, how about I just do 3 at a time?
Sure.
Now it's 15, 15, 6. Nope. Oh, great. Nat 1, 4, and I got a 17
+13.
plus 13.
Oh, so because you're +1.
Yes.
Okay. So it takes you 6 rounds then.
Okay.
So
Half a minute.
hmm
a little more. Yeah. So you.
Actually, no, that wasn't a nat 1. That was the 7. Okay, because that's
Doesn't
the nat.
matter.
Yeah. All right. So that's fine. So working as quickly as you can, your panic rising just a bit as you realize you're up against the clock.
Yep.
You manage to use your skills and tools to bypass the arcane lock, which it just temporarily suppresses it,
Yep.
and you get the door open, and
Get
you guys
in.
can slink in. So Pike, you would sense their exultation. You're not going to run over there to go in though.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you slink in, close the door. The 3 of you are in the room now,
Yep.
which is magically illuminated and replete with magic locks. Pike is planning something terrible. Now, were you waiting for them to vacate the premises, though?
Yes, that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to have to stop here again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's killing me.
Can't wait to find out what you have in store for us.
Me.
Oh. We're going to do something. I think it's going to make the burning of the wardrobe just.
That actually relates pretty funny to me.
Yeah, that's very zinnia.
Oh, well, I actually was reconsidering and not burning. I'm like, oh, well, acid would work too.
Like just like burn a hole in the top of it with acid.
Yeah.
Or the hinges.
Or yeah.
The hinges.
Yeah. I mean, I can get in another way.
That's true.
The fire does solve a lot of problems.
You know?
It can cause a lot too.
Says the pyro. All
right.
answers end with fire.
Yes.
I have to add that to the list of little catchphrases for us. All right. Well, sometimes it just takes a little bit to solve these problems.
Yep.
I'm definitely not trying to drag things on for you guys at all.
Yep.
Oh, really?
For real.
Oh, don't you have to spell magic?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could get knock because that's a second level spell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
If my character was a magic user, I definitely would get knock.
I like destroying things instead.
Well, next time we will destroy things one way or another.
One way or another.
One way or another.
We're going to get it.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our show and want more, please leave us a rating and review on whichever platform you use. And of course, feel free to share us on social media. We'll be back next week with more adventures in the World of Tellus. To tide you over, you can read more about the cast, characters, and the World of Tellus at AdventuresEdgeRPG.com.